Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. I am Cheryl Laidlaw.
I am Angela Harkness. We have been and are still on a journey to discover the Metaverse, Web 3.0, NFTs, and anything that we are required to know to join this world.
From this podcast, we will help you to unlock how the Metaverse is going to impact your brand, your business, and even your personal life.
Join us as we take the mystery out of this new digital universe.
Welcome to Women of the Metaverse. In this episode, we are talking about beauty in the Metaverse. This is another industry where it might be hard to imagine how this could work. In episode 58, we discussed food and drink in Web3. And we are covering many different industries to show how these sensory-led brands are reinventing themselves in the most creative ways. Your business may have nothing to do with beauty, but if you are struggling to imagine how you can make the move into Web3, what you can do with NFTs, and how you could even imagine moving into the Metaverse, some of these inventive ideas may spark a light to help you plan for the future. Let's start with an article that led us to creating this episode, and that is an XR Today piece that talked about the Metaverse Beauty Week that took place in June 2023. Starting off was a multiverse event that took place in Decentraland, Spatial, and Roblox, along with a number of in-person events commencing in London. There was a flannel beauty bar and a meta concierge to give advice. Neutrogena, Lush, Glossybox, and Ultra were just a few brands involved. You could play games, learn and attend events with your avatars looking fabulous in your digital wearables.
How amazing is this? Beauty Week in the Metaverse.
I mean, why not? We've got Fashion Week, so
I love this.
I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, the fact that they're doing education as well.
That's a no-brainer, isn't it, to include education?
Yeah.
Because if you can learn, learn the different products, what's beneficial for your skin, your eyes, etc., you might as well be in one place and be in the Metaverse.
Yeah. But also what's really good about this, firstly, that it was a multiverse. So that's really good that all these different, instead, because it's usually just in one place, isn't it? It's either Decentraland, but the fact that you could attend it in all of these 3 different places, but also that London was involved, because usually all of these things always in America, always come out of America. So the fact that London was involved in that, I think is,
yay!
Yes, finally. In 2022, Charlotte Tilbury was the first big beauty brand to enter the Metaverse by creating Charlotte's 3D volumetric avatar. You scan a QR code and the avatar appears and guides you through their Pillow Talk universe. The Pillow Talk universe allows their community to learn through masterclasses and shop the Charlotte Tilbury iconic skincare and makeup range. You are able to play and feel in 3D, which means you will be able to manipulate the products so you can get an all-around look, which makes a difference to buying online with the flat images, which sometimes it can be difficult to see properly, especially colors. On top of that, there will be exclusive content that users can unlock, which I'm sure they're going to use to try and increase the demand. They're quite good at marketing, Charlotte Tilbury. And the one thing they are really making a feature of is the shop with friends. This is big when you think about it. Even if you are at different ends of the country or across the world, you can go shopping for makeup with your friend, which was probably the first thing you did when you were younger, when you were allowed to go into town with your friend.
Yeah,
was go into Boots.
Well, I remember I had this, they offered this free makeover for teenagers in the Body Shop.
Oh.
And what the aim was is that you had your makeover, and then at the end, your parents would give you a little bit of pocket money to choose a couple of products that you could walk away with, which was a great idea. Me and my friend Kelly absolutely loved it. And she got her first pieces of makeup from that
Oh, it's
situation. And
like always where you ended up. Boots, Superdrug, trying all the makeup.
absolutely.
Like pounds to buy something. But the fact that they recognize this is a thing, it's a bit like when we talked about the food and drink with going to McDonald's in the metaverse. That creating that community thing still is really good.
More often, it's the OGs that are realizing the importance of not allowing brands to stand still. Clinique was always a revolutionary brand, introducing a three-step skin process with the famous colored board that you see on their stands. Clinique has now moved into the metaverse. The board still front and center as it has become a symbol of their brand. As a user, you can create a custom avatar and explore the different areas, which includes a museum which shows the brand's history. You can also attend Skill School, where you spend time learning with interactive videos, receive a skin diagnosis, and as always with Clinique, you can receive a customized skincare routine. So you'll be able to buy the products. This is genius.
Mm.
In a recent interview with Forbes, Emmanuel Rosso, VP of Clinique's e-commerce, said, "It's a new way to present our brand, an adventure that's deeply experimental and aspirational, with an element of personalization both in avatar and the way you decide to engage with it." This is just genius.
I know. I think if you listen back to all of our episodes, it's really these older brands that are actually the ones that are forging the way. So we talked about Clark's being in, I think it was Roblox. Clark's created a collection for, but this is just so clever. Clinique has always been a bit ahead, even though sometimes I think now maybe the younger ones, it wouldn't be Clinique they would go to. It's maybe
Definitely Charlotte
considered,
Tilbury, isn't it?
yeah, it's maybe considered a sort of old fashioned brand, but actually they are always the ones that were step ahead. So the fact that they are doing this and you can go to skill school and you still get your skincare routine, just brilliant. Love it.
Brilliant idea.
Yeah. Procter and Gamble, who own products such as Olay, Pantene, Herbal Essence, SK2, launched Beauty Sphere at CES 2022. You can enter from anywhere, including your desktop. You will have access to content about the brands, and there are live panel discussions and elements of gamification to engage the audience. Never too far away, Kathy Hackle advised P&G on the Beauty Sphere strategy. Another one, Rihanna's Venti Beauty filed a number of Web3 and Metaverse trademarks. The plan is for the company to offer downloadable and online non-downloadable virtual goods, including makeup, skincare, hair care, and hair accessories. Another OG, Estee Lauder, is a perfect example of what we have been talking about across many of our products. When we talk about how brands will be able to do things with avatars that they can't do in real life. In 2022, the company participated in Metaverse Fashion Week in Decentraland. Attendees were able to step inside their famous advanced night repair little brown bottle, which unlocked a digital badge to claim an NFT wearable that gave their avatar a radiant glowing aura inspired by the advanced night repair. 10,000 of these were released. Another OG, L'Oreal, which is actually a huge company, actually has its own venture capital fund, which is called BOLD, which stands for Business Opportunities for L'Oreal Development. In 2023, invested in Digital Village, which is a US-based startup, which was created as a metaverse service platform and NFT marketplace. So it just shows so many beauty companies are
They're doing it.
they're doing
Yeah,
it.
they're stepping in.
They're finding ways. I love the Estee Lauder one
Yes, with the glow.
with the glow.
I'm sure in season 1 we gave them that idea.
Oh, probably. Probably.
I'm sure we spoke about it in some kind of
Yes.
way.
Yeah. But it just shows that they're not being stopped by this kind of, even though they're very sensory brands, they are not being stopped because this is all virtual. So I just think that they are creating some really genius ideas that other people can follow, regardless of what their business is.
Yeah, it's very inventive. I
Yeah.
love it. When we talk about avatars, you have to imagine them in 2 forms. The fantasy or almost cartoon looking avatars. If you look at Meta's avatars or the games where you can become any animal you want, that is one side to avatars. Then you have the avatars that look almost very real. You can create yourself or anyone you want, and they look very human. We have spoken about this in so many episodes. This is where influencers in the industry can shine. Prada used what they called cyber muse, called candy, to promote one of their fragrances. Maybelline introduced their avatar called May to promote Falsy Surreal Extensions Mascara, stating that because the effect of the mascara was so surreal, only an avatar could bring it to life.
I know, it's brilliant.
NARS introduced digital brand ambassadors in late 2022 called Power Players to promote their Power Matte lipsticks. These 3 avatars are inspired by the collection's most popular shades. Of course they are.
Yeah. So avatars again, just becoming huge. And we talked about this in season 1, how you can't underestimate how powerful these avatars become, especially now they can look so real life.
You don't know that they are an avatar.
You might not even know, but they're kind of recognizing the importance of them. And if you're an influencer or want to be an influencer, we have said you need to jump on this, because by turning you into an avatar, you probably create a lot more opportunities. So there's a lot to be researched around this, because there's a lot you can do. Our advice to you, if you're not in the position to go all in and build your brand's metaverse land, is to start small. There is a company called Sniff, which is an American e-commerce brand that sells candles and fragrances. They have a normal website. You can order your samples and products, but they also have a secret menu where they are trying out new products. So they've got one that's like smells like a croissant that's on this website, this secret menu. And I had to go hunting for it. I found out about it on TikTok and spent time looking for it, because I was like, oh, this is exciting, because I'm so sad. This is a really smart way to build your brand around your loyal community. By adding tokens to this, you could create exclusive access. You could start to build curiosity and a community around your product or service. You could give your community votes on new products, exclusive products, and first access. There are so many ways to build exclusivity using Web3 technology. So I love this one, Sniff. Even though they're not using tokens, let me say they're not using tokens, but it is something you could add by having this little secret menu around your product that doesn't take you necessarily a lot of time or money to create.
Yeah, it's again, it's something that they're probably considering down the line.
Possibly, yeah. And again, obviously, Fern is another, the perfume brand we talked about a lot.
Yeah, we're willing them into the metaverse.
We are willing them. They're not there yet. They're set up properly for it, but we're willing. Just do NFTs. This could be brilliant for you. The beauty industry is bringing to light that there are inventive and creative ways to involve your brand and transition it into this new digital universe. We hope you enjoyed this episode, and we hope it has sparked some ideas. Join us next week as we continue our journey into the metaverse. Bye for now.
Goodbye.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Women of the Metaverse.
You can find all information, links, and people we talked about in the show notes on our website.
If you have enjoyed this podcast, please comment and subscribe.
Join us again in the next episode as we continue this exciting metaverse journey.